Hello and welcome to Good Deeds. It's brought to you by justserve.org, which is a great place to start if you're looking for organizations that are making a difference every day in the lives of people here in the community and making Sacramento a better community as a whole. You can find organizations that you can volunteer time to, make donations to, and it all starts at justserve.org. Today, we are talking with Elena DeLacy from the American River Conservancy. Thank you for being on Good Deeds and for sharing what American River Conservancy is doing to make this a better community.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
There's been a lot in the news over the last, years actually, about how climate change is affecting our weather patterns. And, as a result, it affects our rivers like the American River. Does that tie in at all with the work that you're doing with American River Conservancy?
Yeah, definitely. At our core, we're a land trust. So a big part of what we do is we conserve land, and we do that through acquisition of land from willing sellers. But once we acquire the land and protect it, there's a lot of work that needs to be done in order to take care of it responsibly. And so our stewardship program, our land stewardship program, focuses on land management. We do habitat restoration, forest restoration. And you mentioned climate change. That's something that we are very aware of, and we're constantly kind of incorporating climate change resiliency into all of our land management plans. And one of the projects that we are working on, it's a multiple year project right now, is at the headwaters of the American River. We're partnering with some agencies and other nonprofit organizations to do some forest restoration that will allow the forest to be a little more resilient to wildfires, which are in part due to the effects of climate change.
I didn't realize this until recently, and I've been living here in Sacramento for a while, but the American River is a big source of drinking water here in the Sacramento area. How does that tie in with your efforts and why this work is so important that you're doing?
Yeah, good question. Well, 2/3 of California's water comes from the Sierra Nevada. And so the American River watershed is pretty large. I believe it's about 1,800 square miles. So it's a huge area that drains into Folsom Lake and eventually goes and meets up with the Sacramento River in Sacramento. So our goal as the American River Conservancy is one of our goals is to protect that source of water for, the 25 million Californians who depend on it. And we do that by protecting land from development and also by helping to restore habitats like forest habitats and river habitats as well.
I imagine there's a lot of ways that people can in the community can help support what you're doing to protect the river and the habitat around it. What are some easy things that we can do every day to help support the work you're doing? And if people want to go deeper and get more involved and maybe volunteer or help out in a bigger way, what are some things that people can do?
Sure. I think every day, one of the biggest things people can do is just go outside and enjoy being outdoors and appreciate what the world that is around us, and always keeping in mind, no matter what you're doing, that as humans, we're part of nature, and everything that we do impacts the world around us. So that's an easy thing to do every day, just kind of appreciate and be in nature. But on a larger scale, or one of the things our supporters love to do is volunteer. We have many different work days, things that people can do to get involved, whether it's, stuffing envelopes for a mailing, or working on building a trail, or planting plants as part of a project. There's many, many ways to get involved. And of course, people can donate. You can support the work that we do. Most of the funds that we get from government grants, don't cover things like, our power bill and our rent and, the overhead that it costs to do business. Especially in California, it's very expensive. So we do rely a lot on the generosity of individuals to donate to us. And a lot of people do that just by giving us $10 a month. You can set up automatic payments through our website.
Makes it easy. And it sounds like you've got volunteer opportunities for all sorts of different skill sets. Basically, if you are here in the Sacramento area, there's probably something you can do to support the work of American River Conservancy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for being on Good Deeds today and for the work that you're doing in this community. arconservancy.org is the website to find out more about volunteer opportunities or just more in general about the work that American River Conservancy is doing. Any final words about upcoming projects that you're excited about that the American River Conservancy is taking on? Some things to look forward to in the future?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think one of the things I'm most excited about in the coming year is our collaboration with the local tribal people in our region. The land that we protect is Miwok and Nisenan tribal lands, and it's their ancestral homelands. And so we are working with a local organization. They're a native land trust. They're called Cosumnes Culture and Waterways. And our plan is to donate 320 acres to the tribe so that they can utilize it for cultural practices and education. And we're having a fundraiser in October 22nd, to raise some funds to also donate funds to them so they can manage the land as well. So that's a big collaboration with the arts community. It's a big art auction. So, we're trying to tie in lots of different, partners to help this project go forward. So I'm really excited about that.
Yeah. Well, it sounds like a really fun evening for a great cause. So
yeah.
And that's coming up in October. And once again, arconservancy.org. Can they find out more, or can folks find out more information there?
Yes, absolutely. Go to our events calendar on our website, on our home site.
Well, thank you again for everything that you're doing to protect the American River and the land surrounding it here in the Sacramento community. And thanks for being on Good Deeds.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Sheryl.